You know, you are the first tourist like I met.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. It's an honour.
Uzbekistan, the beating heart of the Silk Road,
Back in the Silk Road days.
and the cradle of the modern world, from the Buddhist stupas on the Afghan border to the birthplace of the Mughal emperors who built the Taj Mahal. This land has shaped history more than you know. But history is only half the story.
This was basically its own country. After that fence is Afghanistan.
Join me as we embark on a journey across Uzbekistan that will push us to our absolute limits, both mentally and physically.
Be careful.
Russian prison. A terrible run of food poisoning.
This is the core of our epic Central Asian adventure. Davaite.
I cannot hold back my excitement. This is the part of the journey I've been wanting to do the most, the Uzbek leg. We're going to have some real adventures, exploring the Silk Road, exploring some old history, but we're only in Tashkent for one night, so let's go check it out. Alright, let's try and cross the road and not get killed. The traffic here is insane. Alright, start moving. There we go. Woo. We made it. What a stark contrast. On the left, we have ourselves some Islamic architecture, and on the right, it's Soviet. We couldn't get in through the main entrances. There's quite a bit of construction going on, as you could see. So we're going to take some of these back alleys and see if we can get a closer look at the Islamic complex. Well, this looks like a nice place to gallivant around. So let's talk about the geography of Tashkent. So Tashkent is located in northeast Uzbekistan at the foothills of the Tian Shan Mountains. It is a continental climate, but a more mild one because of the mountain ranges. It's also worth noting that Tashkent is a major transportation and business hub, not just for Uzbekistan, but all of Central Asia. And that's why you have busy markets like these. Чуть-чуть маленький.
Это какой размер? Это какой размер? 50.
It's a bit small. Well, there we go. I'm all dripped out now in the Uzbek traditional hat. That'll keep me out of trouble. $3, very reasonable. I couldn't find a hat in Tajikistan, but Uzbekistan, day one, we're off to a real flight. Well, here we go, guys. This is where things get really traditional. This bazaar that we are in right now is called Chorsu Bazaar, and it's one of the most historical and biggest bazaars in all of Central Asia. There used to be a lot more historical architecture in Tashkent, but unfortunately, the early years of the Soviet Union, a lot of that architecture was leveled by a devastating earthquake. And as we know, Central Asian architecture relies a lot on mud bricks for its infrastructure. It didn't stand up to some of those major earthquakes, and a lot of the old madrasas, mausoleums and mosques went down into rubble. But what Tashkent these days may lack in the historical architecture, it definitely makes amends with the historical culture, and you can feel that in places like Chorsu Bazaar. And I've got some new friends here from Samarkand. Samarkand, also from Samarkand.
Yeah.
Doing
I born in Samarkand and I live in Tashkent now. My work is business, yeah.
Business.
This
Selling
one.
fruits, selling
Fruits,
nuts,
yeah.
everything.
Dry fruits.
Is business good?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I should go to Samarkand? Samarkand?
Samarkand, Uzbekistan, Young Zealandia, good. My friend.
Conor McGregor good?
Khanym McGregor, good. Israel Adesanya, good.
Is there any better?
Ah,
Hada show.
Kamara Usman.
Karam Usman.
So, good.
So. Nice to meet you. Well, how cool was that? I've been in Uzbekistan 2 minutes and already made friends after a good about half an hour chat about everything. Life here, how to make money, joining the UFC. Nice to meet you.
This very good.
Hada show. Very good. And you?
I from.
I'm from New Zealand. And you?
Oh,
New
good,
Zealand.
good, good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Very good. You like my hat?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Making even more friends. And the hat's paying off. But yeah, after about a half-hour chat, making friends, talking about everything from life to UFC. Hello.
Where from?
New Zealand.
New Zealand, very good.
Very good. Uzbekistan's very good.
Okay.
There you go. What a start to the trip. Anyway, those guys I made friends with, they gave me a bunch of nuts and dates, dried fruit for free. I was trying to force money on them. They wouldn't take it. Time for our first Uzbek meal, and we're back into the horse meat. This is beshbramak, which means 5 fingers in the Turkic languages such as Uzbek and Kazakh. A staple meal in both of those cultures, and it's because you're meant to eat it with your hand. But it looks piping hot, so we'll use the old fork and spoon. The Soviet modernist icon, the Hotel Uzbekistan, was built in 1974, and it was built intentionally to be incredibly resilient against earthquakes, which is fitting because Tashkent has had some big ones before. It was also purpose-built to be the iconic hotel of Tashkent and Uzbekistan, and to house foreign dignitaries as well as big tour groups. And it's got a balcony. We are literally on the highest floor. When you think about the most influential societies in history, who comes to mind? Ancient Babylon, Persepolis, Athens. But what about the Sogdians, the catalysts for connecting east to west, the enablers of all the grand ideas we have in the sciences, philosophies, algorithms, the people who helped trade be enabled so we could have silk, jade and rhubarb? Well everyone, welcome to Samarkand, Uzbekistan, the heart of the Silk Road.
Walking into the Registan is a surreal experience. This wasn't just a 15th century public square, it was the pulsating heart of the Silk Road trade. Surrounding me are 3 of the world's most magnificent madrasas, Ulagbeg, Sherdor and Telakari. In the medieval world, this was the absolute pinnacle of global academia, where the brightest minds in science and religion met under these massive, shimmering blue domes.
I'm not sure if you can see that far away or the camera can pick it up, but there's 2 tigers there, which is really interesting because in Islam they try to avoid the depiction of any living beings or creatures in the artwork to avoid false idolatry within the Islamic faith. So it is fascinating that there are two tigers there. There's also another whole section here, so let's go check it out. This is something that doesn't always show up in the Google images or photos of the Registan Square. It literally feels like I'm back in Iran. I could be in Isfahan or Yazd. Well, we'll try not to be too noisy because we're inside at the mosque part. But right there you can see the Qibla wall facing Mecca. Look at these beautiful motifs, verses of the Quranic script. The Registan Square is a scholarly environment, and these days we are scholars of the Russian language, so while I'm here, I'm going to take the opportunity to catch up on my Duolingo.
Хум. Ветка.
Корень.
Looking at this Persian Timurid masterpiece, it's easy to see why Samarkand was known as the centre of the universe.
Something that is quite interesting about this madrasa is it's known for having a 17th century bike, one that preceded the penny farthing. My preconceptions of Samarkand were wrong. I thought it was going to be flatter and a bit more of a desert, arid geographical setup, but it's actually quite green and it's hilly and it's quite upmarket. I like when my preconceptions are busted, it's great.
Exploring Gur-i-Amir, the final resting place of the Sword of Islam Amir Timur. This Persian Timurid masterpiece didn't just honour a conqueror, it inspired his descendant Babur and the architects who eventually built the Taj Mahal. Its double-dome design was actually a refined version of a site we saw in Kazakhstan, the mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yasawi, built by Timur decades earlier.
This is massive Khoja Ahmed Yasawi vibes.
But there's a sad irony here. Timur never intended this for himself. He built it for his favourite grandson and heir, Muhammad Sultan, who tragically died at 27, just like most of the rock stars. When Timur himself passed away unexpectedly a year later, the conqueror was laid to rest in the very tomb he built for his heartbreak.
The tomb of Amir Timur, up close and personal. There it is. The Sword of Islam. I've been to many temples in my life, but I did not expect to find some sort of arrangement like this. Oh, even somewhere to burn the incense candles. Wisdom. That's Confucius. It is a statue of Confucius here in Samarkand. Looks like he's holding a sword as well. Not the Sword of Islam though. Confucianist culture. This is what this is all about. We've stumbled across something else that I didn't expect to find here in the heart of the Silk Road and the heart of the Islamic Enlightenment. Samarkand is a really nice city. It's just very well put together and it's really kept its traditions. Even the newer buildings are still built with the old-time Silk Road flavours. I miss doing Muay Thai. And look at this. Silk Road history all around us, even at our little homestay.
In 2017, I set off on an adventure that changed everything. 2 weeks in Iran. It was the world of magical, Aladdin-esque bazaars and the towering ghosts of Persepolis. But more than the sights, it was the people. Strangers who would cross your path and end up hosting you for dinner. Tragically, due to a technical mistake, almost every photo and video from that trip was erased. I came home with nothing but memories. That loss is exactly why I started this channel. I wanted a way to document these fleeting moments, to create an artifact of my travels that would last a lifetime and allow me to take you with me. Standing here at the Bibi Mosque, I feel that connection again. Built by Persian masters centuries ago, Samarkand is the perfect mirror to that Iranian magic.
Okay, there's quite a lot of tourists here. I've seen about 4 or 5 big groups of tours, which is good. Let me tell you, the next place we're going to, there's going to be no tourists. I can guarantee you that. Samarkand, the home of the Silk Road. So this complex behind us is called the Shah-i-Zinda complex, and it is a street of mausoleums. At our vantage point here, we also have epic views of all of Samarkand. The oldest tombs here date back to the 11th century, and the front gate, that was built by Ulugh Beg, who was Timur's grandson. The mausoleums behind us are the tombs of high-ranking officials within the Timurid dynasty. The word Shah-i-Zinda actually means the living king, as it's believed that Qusam ibn Abbas, who was a direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad, or so they say, is buried here in one of the 20 different mausoleums behind us. I couldn't tell you which one though. And we've got someone else who's got the right idea, getting a good view of the spot. I've met this friendly gentleman de jour from Samarkand, no, from
Uzbekistan.
From Uzbekistan. What's your village?
Village is Urgut.
Urgut, and he speaks fluent English and phenomenally good, so I want to find out what is the secret for language learning.
So I learned in English. First I learned the French language and with teacher, of course, and once I finished the French language and I moved to the English, and I compare with English. For instance, there was an article, like in French we have 4 articles, but in English we have 2 articles, and I do compare with 2 languages. For instance, if I'm gonna say like je parle peu French, it means I can speak a little French in French language. So how it's gonna be in the French language, how it's gonna be in Russian, or how it's gonna be English. That's how I learned, and I joined many chats, like English chat,
Online chats?
yeah, online chats. They was able to speak fluently, and I was shocked, you know, how, and I sometimes questioned them, how you reach this point, how you are able to speak like fluently without thinking too much, without hesitation.
Right.
I questioned them like this, and they like, yeah, I do practice and this kind of things. So, and I got the motivation from young generation actually.
Yeah. Oh wow, inspired by them because they're learning so fast.
Yeah. And I tried, and I pushed myself. I have to be good at with English.
Yeah.
Like this. That's how I learned.
And there you go. If he can do it, then you can learn Uzbek or Russian.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for your time, Dijord.
Have a good day. Yeah.
And that is our new friend Dijord, and it just shows you how easy it is to make friends in Uzbekistan and Central Asia. Interesting. This is an interesting part of town. Walking down here and everyone's trying to come up to me exchanging money, unofficially. I think I'll pass. But you wait. People come up to me and I try to see if you want to exchange some money. The underground economy. Alright, we're clear. Very fancy. We are on Amir Timur Street, so classy street for a classy man. Hello! Got a dance floor and everything.
Walking these Samarkand alleys is like stepping through a portal. In 329 BC, Alexander the Great conquered these very streets. By the 200s, the Persian Sasanians took over, followed by the nomadic tribes of the Altai. Even the OG travel vlogger, Marco Polo, passed through here in the late 1200s, calling this place a splendid city. Centuries later, the splendour hasn't faded, it's just waiting to be rediscovered.
Barışladıcan kağızını keşfeti kitap bu arzu
That was the film.
This place is big, man.
My food, Afghan is food.
Khayli khub. And there's just members of the Taliban. They're coming up to me, shaking my hand. It is breathtaking to be somewhere this old.
Сейчас мы туда приедем, посмотрим.
Doesn't get much closer than that.